Good morning, Team Apollo. This is our last week of before our virtual student or our hybrid students go back to face to face. So that really doesn't affect you, virtual students, because we are going to try to leave most everything the same for you, meaning that we will post assignments on Wednesdays and they will all be due on Tuesdays. Now, this week is kind of an exception because we will actually post your new assignments. The district says by the 18th, but I know Team Apollo is still going to try to have everything posted by the 17th. And then instead of the 23rd being the date, you actually get till the 25th because we don't want to give you anything to do over spring break. So this will be the week of the 17th through the 25th. So that's kind of weird because you get an extra couple of days. But that gives you time to get anything missing completed because third quarter actually ends on the 25th. So that means anything that you should have done is due on the 25th or you're not going to get credit for it. So just keep that in mind as we go through our list for today. So if you're a virtual student, you're going to be watching the Edpuzzle video and answering the questions. You are going to be reviewing your word choice and poetry note sheet to prepare for the quiz. This will be the poetry final assessment. You will have the opportunity to do another song analysis. This time we're going to do love songs. And then you're going to do my meaningful song, kind of like a little presentation, but it's on a discussion board. You will then take our quiz over poetry, and then you will have our Unit 4 learning log reflection. So keep reading also. I'm not asking you to actually post anything in your learning log yet. We'll take care of creating a new learning log when we get back after spring break because we'll be adding to that reading data log and making a quarter 4. All right, so just as a review, remember that you can go to this Kahoot review to practice a lot of these words. So we're focusing on figurative meaning and language, what a poem is, repetition, rhyme, alliteration, description, hyperbole, idiom, imagery, metaphor, simile, stanza. Just keep in mind that we are going to be we will be doing any NWEA testing soon. And so I just want to remind you of good reading strategies. So on your first read through, remember that you need to figure out what you're trying to understand by reading the question first. That sets your purpose. And then use those tools that are available either in a Word document or if it's the NWEA test or whatever I'm asking you to do. Identify and highlight key information related to your purpose. So you should have a highlight tool, and then you also have a note feature that allows you to do annotations. So detail your thinking and questions about what you're reading there. And remember, it's great to read more than one time. I read things several times, especially poetry, because I'm trying to do different things. I'm trying to figure out the figurative language. I'm trying to figure out the meaning of what the author's trying to say. Figurative language is tough because, it's not the literal meaning. It has connotations. And so we have to think about the imagery that the author is trying to give us so that we can understand the meaning. So make sure you understand that you can always read it multiple times. Sometimes I even read things 3 and 4 times. All right, you guys finished your word choice and poetry notes last time. What I'm asking you to do now is to link those notes in your Avid eBinder. First, I just kind of want to go over these. So in your notes last week, you should have learned that a verse tells the story, that a chorus is the summary of the story, and that almost everybody knows this part. And really, this is where we get the theme. You can come up with a theme statement for this, but you can also come up with that one word idea of the mood from this part. The mood is the feeling created within the reader. So it could be hopeful, it could be happy. And then our 3 different ways that word choice can be developed through methods in poetry are repetition. So those repeating words, phrases, and stanzas are going to be key to understanding what the author or the writer wants you to understand from the poem or song. Imagery are the words that are used to create a picture in your mind. And then, of course, so many different types of figurative language that's intended to create an image or an association. So again, that's not literal, but the author might use similes, metaphors, hyperboles, idioms, all of those great types of figurative language. And then we said living on a prayer. We talked about in the video, it is hopeful, positive, because both Tommy and Gina are saying that they're going to live on a prayer. They're going to take, Tommy's saying, take my hand, we'll do it together. I make it, we swear, I swear. So those should be the notes that you're using. And then if you go to your Avid eBinder, remember, I always go to it by going to my sites. And then once I pull it up in my sites, I have a lot, but you guys wouldn't. This one's mine. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to that reading unit 4. And then you are going to go down to notes. And I've already got my nonfiction text structure and I've got my drama notes. And now I want to add in my poetry notes, my word choice notes. So I'm going to look for mine, word choice in poetry. And that's all you should probably have to put in. Mine is called word choice in poetry answers because that's what mine is, so that I actually did that and didn't mess up my original. So there you can see it's added. You do remember have to change your settings here because mine already has share on it. So you have to change your share settings so that you'll be able to see it. Today we are also going to do your learning log reflection, which will go here. So you will, once you've been able to do your learning log, you'll be able to put it right here. Again, you'll just go to Unit, you'll go to Google Drive, you can search. It is called Unit for Learning Log, and you'll be able to link that. So you can see there's mine, so I can just hit insert. So once you have yours and you've typed up that, you will be able to put it there. All right, so let's go back to what we're doing today. So we are going to be analyzing songs again. You are going to be in Schoology to do this. Now, you can see here I have love song analysis right here. So you're going to read these 4 love songs, which are Can't Help Falling in Love, Time After Time, I Will Always Love You, and Just the Way You Are. You're going to determine which songs best create the mood of love. You're going to defend your choice by using at least 2 details from the song. The details you choose should focus on how word choice, repetition, imagery, and/or figurative language creates the mood. Your details must also focus on the lyrics, not the music. So that's why when you open this up, you see the words. So remember that you can make a copy of this. You go to File, Make a Copy, and then this will give you a copy because right here, right, you're not requesting access because all you're doing, if you want to make, you can make a copy of it and then you can highlight and annotate this document. So again, do that. Don't request access because my friend over at Congress does not want you to request access. All right, next thing on our list, after you analyze the song or while you're analyzing the song, remember to think about which part of the song is the chorus, where are the examples of repetition, highlight and annotate those, what figurative language is used and what does it mean, and then what mood is created. Hopefully we're getting in this mood of love because that's what these 4 songs are supposed to be about. You can think about what the most powerful line is and then think, is it related to repetition or is it a type of imagery or figurative language? So first read through, just read to understand the song. Second read through, think about the parts of the story. Third read through, is it a positive or negative love song? And then think about the line that is most powerful for you and why. Did your most powerful line come from the verse or the chorus? And then if you read through and you want to listen to the performance of it, where it's actually the song and the music and you look it up, you could see if it changes for you, but you don't have to do this part. The 4th part is optional. So I will put a little note here. This part is optional. You do not have to listen to the song because that's not what the discussion board is about. I want you focusing on the words of the poem or song. All right, so remember, The power should be based on one of these two things, right? Repetition, figurative language. Well, I always kind of consider a part of figurative language is imagery, but it may not be. So you could look at imagery too. But all right, and then the next thing you're going to be doing is you're going to go to my Meaningful Song. So when you go to Schoology and you go into our folder, if you go to the My Meaningful Song discussion board, you are going to choose a song that holds a special meaning for you. Provide the title and the artist of the song. You can even add a link if it's school appropriate. So that'll be kind of fun if you choose to do that. Explain why the song is special to you. Explain what mood it creates by using at least 2 details from the song. The details you choose should focus on how word choice, either repetition, imagery, and or figurative language creates the mood. Your details must also focus on the lyrics, not the music. So then you'll respond to a couple of people. And then the next thing we're going to do after you've done your most meaningful song is you've got a couple of final things to do for the unit. You've got your poetry final assessment and your Unit 4 learning log. Remember to go over your notes and do all the work for the week before you take that final assessment. That will help you do well on it. So if you look in Schoology, you're going to see poetry final assessment and Unit 4 learning log to complete. All right, so I also, you can kind of see I've kind of separated this out for you this week so it looks a little different. So virtual students, you will watch the Edpuzzle video and answer the questions. My hybrid face-to-face students are not going to do that because our day is going to look a little different, our week's going to look a little different. But you can also study your vocab for Unit 4. There's a link on Schoology for Unit 4 vocab. You can study your word choice and poetry notes and put those in your Avid eBinder. Keep reading for 5 days a week, at least 20 to 30 minutes. Do your My Meaningful Song discussion board and also your love songs, analyzing love songs. Then take your poetry final assessment and do your Unit 4 learning log. All right, so hopefully that will take care of any questions that you have. If there's anything that you need, please message me through Teams or send me an email. All right, have a great week. And remember everything for the unit, everything that you owe for every class, but I'm worried about my class for reading. Everything is due on March 25th. I would love it if you get in there sooner because that means I get to get my grading done, but March 25th is the last day. So I don't want to hunt you down and be saying, where are your assessments? Where's your work? Please do that on your own. Be responsible. You got this. All right, 7th grade, take care.